Hmm?
Alright, tell your story again about the fucking racial sections of Parramatta. Racial diversity sections of Parramatta.
Well, at a certain time, Parramatta, can't remember the place, but it's basically New Mumbai, right? You go there as a white fella myself. I very singled out, right?
Right.
Because you like go down like a street, right? It's
Yeah.
all the places look fairly new, yada yada, look kind of nice, nice for Parramatta. Um, and basically, you know that look that people give when a disabled man falls out of the wheelchair and they don't want to help. They'll like try not to look, but they can't stop looking. But they'll basically just ignore it because
Yeah.
they don't want to help. And then you got a few other people that help, right? So like you're walking down the street, you look around, and you see these Indians just looking at you, like yet trying not to look. They'll like be like, "What the fuck? There's a white man here?" Like, and it's just like, like, have I like traveled to India or something? Like,
You don't know this, Ethan. There's
because
no white people in Parramatta.
yeah, because no, but like there's sections where you go in and there's like most whitest section, right? North Rocks, North
There's a
Rocks.
small corner for us white folk.
Like in North Rocks, I don't remember at the fucking high school there. I don't remember seeing any black kids. Like not even one. I thought blacks on high, blacks on high, right?
Right.
Only near the end of when I stopped going was when we had one black kid, one proper black kid.
No,
I say proper because yeah, we did have good old old mate Josh,
no, but
but like
there were others.
no, but I mean
I
like
don't remember the
real
names
black,
because
like yeah,
like
but you know what I mean. Like there's like right, Josh was Maltese. There's a few other ones.
yeah.
We had people who had darker skin,
I never met them,
but
but because they never
yeah,
entered my domain in the library.
we there was like one kid though when I ended up stop going that was like full proper black. Not being racist, but he was actually like proper black, you know?
Oh, wait, are you talking about that year 7 kid who looked like a fucking senior?
It was in year 7, he was pretty fucking tall.
Yeah, he was a tall ass year 7 kid. He was fucking huge, absolute unit. This man.
I thought he was older.
Nah,
I
he's
thought he was
fucking
like our year.
nah.
Jeez. Yeah, but basically, right,
Yeah, that dude was
when I went to
definitely a
North Rocks
dark
for a bit,
kid.
I don't even remember people like Josh's colour. I don't remember like, everyone was just white. The closest you got to black was just kids that
A
have a
real
tan.
quick disclaimer to people listening: we are not racist. We perfectly like support black rights, but it's just so happens that this story does seem a bit racist, uh, with context or without. But
Yeah.
yeah, continue.
Like, oh, like, yeah, like, this, so like, in Parramatta's like full different sections. But like you'd go to like there's full sections where it's like okay, the only difference that there was in fucking Off Rocks,
Mm.
I met one Asian at that school. That was it. There may have been more that I may have not met, but the only one I knew about was this one fella.
Right.
But like the rest of them, all white. Mind you, he was kind of popular, but I ended up fucking him off because yeah, no. Not for racist means, it just other means. But yeah, basically, you walk around this place. You walk around, this lovely section, this sub city of Parramatta, which I like to refer to as New Delhi.
Right.
Um,
New Delhi.
yeah, and you know, me, my ex, my cousin, his missus, ex missus, and her kid. were like the only white people we could see. So we started playing a game of Spot the White Fella. Like, I think we only counted 3 others apart from ourselves. And that was good in...
Surely it'd be
that
easy
was...
to tell the difference between, like, in
Yeah,
mass crowds.
Yeah, it was easy to tell in mass crowds. But, like, they were more near the outskirt, not the center of the place. The center of the place was completely, like... We could not see white people until we started driving, because we dropped her kid off at the preschool. And we went to go get a feed, so we decided fuck it. A Macca's run it is. Shout, of course. Yeah, but like, we originally driven in the night, so everyone was not there when me and my ex were going there. So when we passed out on the couch, I woke up and I'm like, okay, I was expecting, like a few here and there. Mm-hmm. I expected to be more mixed.
Right.
But no, I could not see one white fella. It actually took us driving out of the place to start seeing white people pop up. And it was just like, what?
It's like Parramatta.
Yeah, like... I thought, like, alright. It's like how, though, if you go to, like, the heart of Sydney, right?
Right.
You go there, you see, like, equal parts Asian and white, and occasionally you'll see a few black people, a few Indian people, a few other different races. It's mainly
not
white, because the
others,
white...
Though. It's either white or Asian that's in the centre of Sydney.
I did not really see many Asians there, and Parramatta is notorious amount of Asians as... Like...
Oh, there's a train.
I was like, where's the Asian? Mind you, I don't like it when you ask someone... and, like, okay, what is the standards that we're letting people in? I'm not being racist, but, like, what is the standards? Because I do expect people to know somewhat of English to come over here.
It's
like,
just, it's not so much as you have to, but it's more common courtesy. Because if I were to go visit another country, if I were to go visit another country, I'd learn how to speak, like, at least ask where the nearest fucking fast food joint is. Like, if I were to live there, I'd at least pick up a good full sentence or two.
But, like, the time where I accidentally got lost because I was playing back in the height of Pokemon Go,
right.
I was went for a bit of distance, followed the map, and went a bit too far, and I'm like, fuck, phone died. What fucking section am I in? And I'm like, I see someone at the house. I know it was close to mine. I didn't know where. But I see someone at the house. I went, oh. So I asked this foreign gentleman for some directions. I walked up and I'm like, excuse me, yada, yada, yada. And he's like, oh, sorry, I don't speak English. And I'm like, you're an Australian citizen.
With no...
But you cannot tell me you do not the only phrase you could say was, I do not speak English. You don't know the how to say, like, local directions. Maybe you could have got one of your family members out of the house that knows some English to speak to me.
No, they can't do that.
This man quickly bolted back into his house thinking I was going to rob him or something.
Well, to be fair, you don't look like the gentleman people would like others to be. You don't look like the model citizen, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, but, like, I wouldn't be, like, I wouldn't very, like, I'm pretty sure if I wanted his fucking wallet, I wouldn't have asked very politely and be like, hey, yada, yada, yada. I would have been like, more like, give me your fucking wallet.
You fucking hop to the fence.
Yeah, but, like, I've never seen a man shuffle. He did not walk. He shuffled intensely back to his house.
Right.
He was, like, watering his garden or, like, trimming his hedges or something. And just, like, took off like a crab. Well, I just continued to walk around aimlessly until I recognized a street.
Fucking, yeah, it's like, shit, I'm trying to remember. something that happened in Cabramatta once.
Mm.
Because Cabramatta is like the Chinatown of New South Wales.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in this town, no one speaks the only people that speak English, and not much at that, are the store owners, like the people that own the restaurants and whatnot. But other than that,
Yeah, because they would need to know a lick of English.
yeah, but like people just roaming the
Imagine trying
streets.
to order like something. Imagine trying to order something, and they'll be like, "Oh, so you like trying to order something and be like, oh yeah, I would like some some carbonara." They'll be like, "All right, one carbonara coming up," and then like they just like serve you like a can of peaches or something. Just like what?
It's perfect. Yeah, it's like things get horribly lost in translation when ordering food sometimes.
Yeah.
I wish I could make up bullshit stories that sound real. That way I could say, like, at least add something to this.
Yeah.
But it's all like also something about Cabramatta. Last time I was there, it was in very like rickety conditions. It was still heavily populated, but I was fucking walking back from the ATM to another shop that only accepted cash, and I must have slightly grazed.
Bit shady.
Sorry.
A bit shady. Only accepts cash.
Yeah. No, that's acceptable. That's a normal thing, like bakeries and whatnot, other shit. But I was walking back to the shop, and I must have slightly grazed one of these poles. You know those poles that just stick out of the ground for fuck all reason, like those metal ones. Yeah. Slightly grazed that, and the fucking top half of it fell apart. Yeah, so I fucking looked back after I heard the loud clang into the ground, and people were just looking at me. I was like, "Fuck if I know." So yeah, it was just, yeah. So it was not in the best condition.
Yeah, last time I was there, I got king hit.
Fuck. What
Someone
happened?
tried to one punch me.
Christ. What did you do to piss off that person?
No, it was alright, so it was actually trying to go to New Delhi. On my way.
Right.
So we got off at the train station, right? We'd like proceeded to walk. You know those like bridges that go under the train track?
Mm.
So I was walking, it was with my ex, we were walking. I moved to look, my eye accidentally connected with this man.
Right.
But I continued to keep, because I tend to scan the area, right?
Right.
Because of, going to places and knowing certain people. I'm like, all right. And, quite often I would kick back at obnoxious hours of the night. So I would always scan everywhere.
Right.
But this man was like, next thing you know, I hear a noise and I hear this man coming up. And I'm like, oh, fuck. I just hear him going off. And I'm like, oh, for fuck's sakes. To be fair, I was not in the best condition. We'll say that. Right? So, it was on my way to my cousin's girlfriend's house. So, we're just walking. Here's me going, I'm like, yeah, I'm not fucked doing this. I'm like, I'm just walking away. Next, I hear sound, and then I hear and I just feel this smash in the back of my head. Mind you, I think he needs to work on his aim. I'm pretty sure it's because how fucking drunk he was, but he managed to fuck up. He did it, and I'm just feeling this. I'm still actually because like how it's supposed to work is I'm supposed to fall over,
Right.
smash me out into the concrete, fucking die.
Yeah.
Somehow he did that. I turned around. As I was about to turn around, losing like this is problematic. Got to fucking all right. Oh well. But like at that at that time of hour and that day, since everyone's fucking rowdy, there was some football going on. There was cops everywhere.
Right.
So me ex being like fucking freaking out or some shit, being like that some random old mate is like, fuck off, spastic. You girls how much cops are fucking around. And of course, this lovely gentleman, which lightly tapped me in the back of the head, proceeded to go off at this old bloke for trying to help him.
What? I got confused now. You've lost me in this manga.
Yeah, basically, end of the story. I never saw that lovely gentleman that tapped me lightly in the back of the head. Never saw him again.
The people in Parramatta.
I imagine he's still sleeping. I imagine he's still sleeping on under some bridge in the midst of Parramatta. Yeah. Nice gentleman. Would rate the encounter maybe a solid 4 out of 10.
Right. Why is it when fucking now that you've actually got the stories, it's either incredibly racist or just fucking an insanely drunk story. Yeah, no, the first story was insanely racist. What do you mean? Actually, I wasn't.
What do you mean it wasn't racist?
Yeah, that's true. I'm fucking.
It points out. I'm just pointing out the racial borders of the places.
Okay, now
because even
the racial borders, out of context, that does sound a bit bad.
Yeah, but out of context, understandable. But I'm just pointing out, if you go to a thing that's either not a mixed area, or your own area, or areas that don't mind your kind, it's fucked.
Right. So you have to be in an area of your own kind.
For some reason. Yeah, okay, that sounds extremely racist.
Yeah, there we
go. People weren't happy that there was white people in the fucking area. They were on some different type of fucking level. They were not happy that they were seeing white people in their neighborhood.
Right.
If you go to there'd be other ones where it's a place where it was all Asians. I've gone there with a bunch of white people and some Asians, and they were great. They were amazing. They were great hospitality. I got fed absolute mad food, good Asian cuisine.
Oh yeah, the food's always good.
Yeah, and of course, they made an error. I corrected something for them, and then they were instead of being something because of something, they're very thankful, of course, very apologetic, and all that, and quite nice. Let me stay there a couple of nights, and it was yeah, right, sweet. But then there's been some other places where it's just completely the Indian place.
Right.
The amount of dirty looks I got. All right, so the writ that whereas everything looks more posh.
Sorry, what was that?
The building, the newer section in Blackstone, where it looks a lot more posh. You remember that?
The newer section in Blackstone. I know it's been a while since I've stepped outside the house.
The ones where we would go a shortcut through the bush to ever get to somewhere. I don't remember where. Right? Would use the bush shortcut.
Ah, right. Yep.
Yeah, and there's all these newer houses, and you'd follow up the road, and then you leave there. Remember the dirty looks we'd get from there? Because we did not live in that section?
No, I mainly just...
And, basically, but basically, remember when we used to go use that shortcut, right?
Right.
We would go on an old shop, either up to the mission, to the shops, or somewhere else, right? And, people would be giving us fucking looks, or, trying to phone the cops.
Right.
Not to mention, these people were white.
Yeah.
I mean, we could always say, since you were around, we could have said they're being racist since you're Aboriginal. We could say that.
Yeah.
If the cops showed up. Cop them and shit.
Yeah,
or, basically, it was like that, going to any of these sections where it was just all one other race. And it was they're like, what the fuck's he doing here? And I'm just like, Jesus. I am not a criminal, thank you very much.
Well, at that time, it depended on who you asked. Because when we were still in school, we were burning couches and smoking whatever we could get our hands on. So yeah, when it came to the legality of things, we weren't exactly the cleanest of the bunch.
Not to mention the principal wanted us out.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
Come to think of it, most of the teachers didn't really give a shit what we did as long as we stopped annoying them.
Stop hiding in the classroom.
Yeah.
Playing hide and seek with the teachers. Just stop bringing in mortine bombs to school.
Mortism is what they called it.
Ah, yes. Yes. The good old mortism.
Yeah. Like that was the excuse. The getaway for having mortine on school grounds.
Yep. He has mortism, sir.
Like,
what was another good one? Fucking. Oh yes, spraying teachers with deodorant.
When did this happen? I must have missed out.
Maths class. You know, up the back where I would chill, right?
Ah, well, yeah, that's where where us boys would.
Yeah. So good old Michael who started mortism, right?
Right.
Good old Gopal came up back too to like tell us off for something.
Right.
Michael proceeded to pull out can deodorant, Lynx deodorant from his bag, and like not even like aggressively spray the teacher, but was like, psh, psh,
Yeah.
two little decent sprays.
I remember this now.
Next thing you know, he got dragged down to the office for what was it, like assault or something.
Whisked away, yeah, for assault. For all Gopal could have known, that could have been some fucking chemical nerve agent.
Yeah, but it's also like the time someone exhaled pot at Dominici. they caught Dominici
like
caught
something Riley would have done.
No. Someone in a grade below us. But basically, they were caught smoking pot in the bathroom by Dominici. So he proceeded to exhale the pot into Dominici's
I feel like I've heard of
face.
this, but not the full story.
Yeah.
So, of course, they got in trouble, right? So,
Yeah.
what happened next? What was the punishment?
Dominici wanted to get him up for assault. If my memory serves him right.
Fucking Dominici. He had a rather large nose. From what I remember.
Yeah. But also, I remember being in Dominici's class. I remember being in Dominici's class, and he basically said whoever gets off to children getting in trouble. Because I remember saying he enjoys it.
He gets off.
He gets off to it.
What stage of pedophilia is that? Do we have to contact Chris Hansen again?
Remember, we're blocked. We can't go to Chris Hansen.
Right. Chris Langham, then. He surely knows.
He's an expert.
Yeah. We'll ask his daughter.
I'm pretty sure she'll just say fuck off.
Yeah, there's a good chance of that happening. What with the Boobar conspiracy.
Indeed.
Anyway, as you were saying...
Mind you, Chris Langham is very open on it.
What?
There's an interview where he talks about it.
Is there?
I was doing research. It's like 2015.
That could have been us re-interviewing him. The possibilities. Anyway, as you were saying, what with the assault on Dominici?
Yeah, but like, I just remember being in Dominici's classroom. He was saying about it, and we'll talking about up and go resale, Colin, right?
Yeah.
And he basically said that he gets off to getting kids in trouble. He was like, getting kids in trouble, like enjoys it.
That's
I'm
not a
thinking they
thing you
like,
should say on school grounds. In fact, I don't think you
yeah,
should say that at all.
but like he just said he enjoyed like doing it. I'm still like why?
Um,
Not to mention, you know how like the whole school was being like, stop right there, Colin. Reselling up and goes
yeah.
for $2. That's illegal.
I think... I
Dominici told a story before that about that he used to resell candy on school grounds when he was younger.
Oh?
I'm just like, what?
What
Illegal, sir. Stop right there. You've been caught. Stop. You violated the law.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
That he has. Up and Go Resell. We tried to partner with him at one point, didn't we? With our crate resell.
Oh, there was a partnership at one point.
Yeah. From what I remember.
I used to be one of his heaps good employees.
Mm.
I could sell anything, dead set. Basically, I don't
armoires.
I don't remember what it was, but I'm like, like, do you want, like, I was like, I got Zappos, I got Up and Goes, I got this soft drink, and I've got all this, right? I'm like, I've got these two. They're like, no, like, I could just get it cheaper after school. I'm like, but like convenience. They're like, yeah, but like, I don't really want to spend all my money, yada yada. I'm like, all right, I'll cut you a deal. Mind you, I fooled him very quickly by going, well, like, I'll throw this in, and I'll throw that in. And he was like, oh, I'm not sure. I'm like, all right, how about this? A limited time offer. I'll throw in an extra Zappo for X amount of money. I ended up making him pay extra.
Fucking got him. Silver tongue.
Like, salesman fucking level of fucking speech. I was like speech 100 at my peak. I managed to sell things for, like, good old fucking double the price. I was even selling higher than Colin's, like the prices I was supposed to be selling them for Colin.
Yeah, so.
But, and the next, I'm like, all right, how about this? We'll just fucking, mind you, the only reason Crate Resale died down was because of my lack of attendance.
Yeah. Because. As we mentioned many times before, you were more of a legend at school than an actual person. If
Indeed.
your name was mentioned, many people would just wonder who the fuck you were because they had never even seen you before, or they have forgotten that you even existed. Dude.
Yeah, I was a bit of a ghost.
Yeah. I'm trying to...
Like, ditching class for no reason, just going down the Penrith.
So, one time, you know Ryan.
Of course.
Yeah, so, he somehow roped... Actually, no, he didn't rope him into it. Jacob, the one who pissed on the skateboard when he was... much younger. We've yet to tell that story on an actual episode because we did record it, but I don't think we're going to use that because it was. Anyway, so we went for some reason Jacob wanted to join us on our little escapade down to Penrith, and of course, me being a good big brother, rather than protest this, I say, yeah, sure, fuck it, come along. And we go down across the road from Penrith on the road that leads to Emu Plains, right?
Yeah, across the bridge.
Yeah, you know that old cars dealership around there?
Believe so, I think so, from my memory.
We camp out there with a couple of Ryan's mates, and they start smoking whatever substance they had, and they offer Jacob, but refuse to allow him an actual cone, but I give him some ghosties. As at least a half decent brother would. And once we pack up our business there, we start to head out, and we try to squeeze our way through the gate. There's a gap in the gate that allows us to just hop out on the sidewalk from our hiding place, rather than go the long way. Now, as Ryan was getting through there, he saw, so Ryan's mates went through first, then Ryan, and then it was supposed to be us. However, as we were passing through, Ryan saw the cop car pull up, and we go, right. So we want to turn around and just fucking leg it, and that we did. We head back to the gate, and Ryan squeezes through. Jacob has his bike, so we had to toss it over the gate. Jacob squeezes through. I toss the gate over. I tossed the bike over, rather, and it smashes Jacob over the head. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Luckily, he was alright, so we just laughed it off and kept walking, and we hear this, what the fuck are you laughing at? From this fucking squeaky teen voice from behind. And we turn around and see these two wankers sitting there smoking and just looking at us really pissed off. And, just... we were both just thinking, who the fuck is this guy? And, we just did the sane person's response and just went, nothing. Yep, that's the climax of the story. But the point is, people are dangerous. People are very agitated at nothing. Like, little to no things.
Mind you, I loved all my stories of that school, though.
Oh yeah, every single moment, at least every month, there was some story going on, something unraveling.
Yeah, but it's always so funny. When, the story about me going up to fucking, what's it? Fucking up north, past Central Coast. Newcastle, right? Yeah. I didn't, alright, I told the actual version of, I didn't actually tell about it. There's a few people that knew, because some people called me while I'm up there, some people knew I was going up there. The story went from what it was very quickly to when I went to school to exaggerated. Apparently I went up there and had a threesome.
That's a story you don't want to deny.
I'm just it's like, yeah, fuck you, whatever, just laughing about how it's gone from me going up, having a root, to me going up, having threesomes with fucking people, jumping on fucking whatever substance, and I'm just here like...
Well, to be fair, it doesn't sound out of character.
But also, I got accused of carrying substances and weapons on me. So I had a bag checked by the police. Nothing was on me. What a surprise. But that also got exaggerated, that I got fucking... That, cop showed up and such and such. Fuck!
People are just building a story for you.
I didn't really have to do anything fucking exciting. I went and smoked ciggies at a mate's, and, we sat there and just smoked these imported cigarettes, right? My Asian friend. In North Rocks. And, mind you, this was before I moved over to school there. So, next, someone was passed me a cigarette and was like, oh, you should smoke the whole thing in one breath like you did on the video. And I went, what? There's a video of me smoking a full cigarette in one breath. And I went, laughed about it. Yeah, right.
I'm sure
I attempted almost.
Cancer.
I got pretty close to it. The thing is, though, mind you, they handed me a normal cigarette to do it with. It was Rothman Blues. Right, I remember the cigarette. But the cigarettes I was smoking were imports. Asian cigarettes are generally thinner and a little bit longer.
Right.
And the menthol was flavored. So it was really enjoyable, and I could just, since it was really light smoke, I could just, and I got pretty far down it, but I didn't actually send the video of me exhaling it, so it looked like I did the full thing.
Right. So you just fucking did all of it. It seemed, with an illusion that you fucking just took one drag and it was done. Like a good old fucking sassy Sasquatch move.
Yeah, like, I didn't have to hype myself up. I would do something and just, like, be talking to people, and next, or I'll be like, person will be like, what are you up to? Like, hang on. I'll be like, oh, no, I can't. I'm up at such and such. And people just hype me up for me, and I'm still like, what?
Yeah, so, like, fucking random people would basically your PR group. Yeah, they were just fucking just speaking up a huge game for you, hyping you up, and when it came out down to the actual performance, you'd just go like, what the fuck have these people been saying?
Yeah, like, I'd hang out with them, and they'd be like, one of them came up and was like, oh, is it true you fucking such and such? I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like, someone was like, oh, some chick, we're just, like, chilling, of course. This is during when we had ag, so, like, we had the cards to get our class during roll call, and everyone would get out, and we're supposed to be doing it once per week, certain groups. But we'll show up every day and do it. And, like, we just use it as a way of getting out of class. We'd go, would go over across the school and sometimes smoke something. Unknown substances, and or ciggies. And, like, someone was like, we're talking, and I was saying something, and then one of the girls was like, you're probably a fucking virgin. And the next year, this fucking one of the people that was there was like, nah, he went up to Newcastle and fucking had threesome with, like, these fucking yada yada yada, fucking almost got arrested, yada yada yada. I'm like, okay, the story's gone from what it was of me going up there to visit someone to me having a threesome and getting arrested. I did not get arrested. If I was arrested, I would in the back of the car, not in the front of the police car, chilling with the officer in the front seat. All it was they were like, oh, you're not supposed to be up here since... Yeah, all right, we'll take you to the station, let your mum know, and she can come pick you up. I did not get arrested.
For some reason that reminds
like, there's some stories which is like, yeah, right, can't talk about. But most of the ones that are known and get hyped up about are exaggerated so fucking much. It's like people realize this. Like, they try to hype up most of my stories up there. It's like those ones were, like, real down low. The ones that, like, are massive, I don't talk about at all. Occasionally, I might drop a story about it, but like most of them, it's not even. There's no credit for me. Like, like it's like how the story of our good old mate which got in shit for arson, right?
No, I don't.
The news gave the firefighters credit for putting the fire out. The firefighters did fuck all. They started the fire. The fire started to get big and out of control. You know what they did? They tried to put the fire out. They put the fire out. Next, the news is like, "Oh, thank the fireys for putting the fire out." And it's like, no, they didn't put the fire out. They did. Like, mind you, they still got in trouble for arson.
Yeah. Yeah, because of course they got in trouble because they weren't given credit for putting the fire out.
Yeah.
For some reason that reminded me of a story of getting into a fight with a stranger at the Gold Coast.
Why?
So, Whitewater, like the Whitewater world?
Yeah.
You know how they have... Or was it Wet and Wild? I know it was one of the ones with the huge like pool, like the fucking
Yeah.
huge one with the waves. Um, I don't exactly remember how it started, but eventually we just ended up both being underwater, just beating the shit out
Yeah.
of each other.
Classic.
Yeah. Um. I'm not sure how it ended because I remember us both exiting the pool.
Yeah.
I actually think an employee must have seen it and was like, "Oh, you two wankers, get the fuck out." Um, but I just fucking just ended up being lost in the park for a bit until I somehow bumped into one of my brothers. I was like, "Oh yeah,
Yeah.
right, cool. Yeah, what did you guys get up to?" "Oh yeah, we went on this huge slide. What did you get up to?" "Oh yeah, nothing much." Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Classic.
yeah. So, there was another time that happened at a normal pool at where I used to live.
Yeah.
It was with someone that I hated at the time, and I fucking
Yeah.
dragged him underwater, and for some reason, to
Yeah.
my surprise, I got punched in the face. I don't know how it came as a surprise to me, but because I should have expected it. But
Yeah.
yeah, it was almost immediately after pulling him under, I got punched in the face and got a bloody nose.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it seems when I'm near a pool, there's bound to be a fight, for some reason.
Yes. Classic.
There was another time near a pool where
Yeah.
I was so this was when I was young and stupider than now, but
Yeah.
it was when there was this girl, right? And we were,
There's always a goal involved.
right. No, we were fucking around, and she wanted to see how long I could hold my breath, right? And we were both just fucking around
Yeah.
having competitions to see who could stay under the water the longest. And I
Yeah.
won by putting myself unconscious underwater. So, yeah, I held my breath for quite a long time, to the point where I just blacked out and ended up waking up on the fucking cement. The girl was gone, and I was sad.
You won, but at what cost?
Exactly.
It's like how I won for fucking money by staying in the pool the longest. It was like last day we not in the it was like still for some reason the water was ice cold.
Mhm.
Mad competition. You know how I won?
How's it? How'd you win?
Not by I do have a pretty good tolerance to the cold,
Right.
but by doing like some mad ass water bender movements and would like flick the water, go wave it towards people, and when it came to my brother, I knew that would be a hard competition. It was just full warfare, but I used some maneuvers to manage to maneuver his legs down so he would go underwater.
Just fucking drown him.
Yeah, but basically, it got to the point where he eventually gave up because of my mad as water warfare combat, and I won money.
Right.
And knowing the Jew I am, my eyes lit up.
You don't want to say Jew anymore, because Susan might hit us with a hard ban. A hard strike, rather.
Classic.
But, yeah, so you won the money by staying in the water the longest. That seems rather easy, actually. I just pulled my old drowning maneuver once more, and I'd have won.
No, but it's not underwater. It was just chilling in the water because the water was fucking cold.
Yes, well, if I'm dead, no one will remove me until they assume that I've won. When really, I'd have lost.
Won at what cost?
Exactly. Yeah, but That's how it would go.
Yeah.
I've you know how the first swimming carnival we had at Blackstone High,
Yeah.
we got the choice to either jump off with a dive or start in the water. Well, I decided to go off with a dive, and after diving into the water, I had realised I had forgotten how to swim.
Oh my god, you had that too.
Yeah.
That's it. The first one I entered at Blackstone High. Mind you, I've been swimming for like my whole life, right? I used to be fucking high up. Like, you know when schools would like make you do the mandatory swimming, I learned swim every year.
Right. Yeah.
I basically was up near the top. I don't remember what the level was. Maybe, I don't remember what it was. But like, I was up near the top. Most of my friends were down low, soon in the lower ones than me. So I was kind of like lonely. I had no friends in it. And then, mind you, when it came to the first swing thing, I'm like, all right, fuck it, we'll start with a dive. And I'm like, all right, I've done this swing for how many years? I've started since I was little, and went in, and then for some reason, my brain was like,
water?
How do we swim? How do we swim? And my brain, I'm just there like, trying, like, doing the maneuvers that I was taught, trying to do it, and trying not to drown myself at the same time. Because for some reason, my brain was like, okay, this is new. What the fuck am I supposed to be doing? And I'm like, you dickhead, fucking swim. Because I'm there, like, starting to fucking drown. It was a mix between drowning and swimming. It looked like, I imagine it looked kind of sad. It felt awful. Like, I was there, like, trying to swim.
Rather than these other kids laughed, man. They just look at you in disappointment.
No, but, like, these kids just fucking easy laughed me. And I'm just there, like, what the fuck? Why is my brain gone to like? It was just like ooga booga. Like, how do I do this? Like, my brain went full caveman. Wait.
Right. Yeah. That happened. Like, yeah. Go on.
Like, if we were lived in a landlocked country, I'd be like, oh, fair enough. What's swimming? But like, I've been to the beach.
Yeah.
I've been swimming for like ever since I was little. And my brain was just there, just like, hey, like, I'm gonna like do an update real quick. I'll be right back.
That reminds me of I forgot how to ride a bike. You remember when we were in Warren Public, we went for the bike test to get our licenses.
Oh,
I was the fucking. I was absolute shithouse. Before that, when I was in Queensland, I could fucking ride a bike faster than anyone else in town, to the point where my chain would be breaking constantly. I didn't have a good enough bike, but it was enough to get me allow me to be fast.
Yeah.
But for some reason, when getting this license, I didn't know how the pedals worked for some reason. I did not know how the handles worked. I didn't know how the fucking wheels worked. It just seems I had forgotten what a bike was.
You didn't purchase the DLC, that's the main thing.
Yeah. What, DLC for what?
For learning how to ride a bike.
Right.
It's like how my brain was like, you don't have the DLC for swimming.
Yeah, to restore the purchase.
Yep.
But for some reason, I just didn't know how, and I ended up... For some reason, I didn't lose a single demerit. I remember that. I got my ice block in the end, because everyone that was pristine at bike riding got an ice block. And somehow
Don't get me fucking started on that.
Somehow I got mine, even though I fucking T-boned another student.
Alright. Do you remember the fucking roundabout section?
Yes, I remember that.
Do you remember that the person we had was the cop that we had was actually one of the students' dad?
Yeah, it was, she was the short girl.
Yeah. You know, she cut me out. You know the story that he told.
Whoa, right. I
told us.
This is going.
Remember, right? Where before he was a copper, and he cut in on the roundabout, causing the copper to swerve and crash, and then she got pulled up by it. She did the exact fucking move to me. You know who got the point was?
Yeah. Fucking...
Mm-hmm. She cut out in front of me, causing me to fucking, like, die. Like, full, like, actually come on. Because I had to, instead of, like, the brakes was like, try to use the brakes, and I'm like, yeah, that's not slowing down, let's go for a bit of a swerve. And like, fuck it. Because I had someone, like, riding up my ass, basically, as well. And she just cut out and do that. I'm just like, and next thing he's like, yeah, alright, did my right side for you. And I'm just like, what?
Never fuck with
So
the cop's daughter.
Yeah, because apparently cops' kids can do nothing wrong.
Yeah.
And that's when I first learned I hate cops. When one daughter robbed me of an ice block when I was little.
I first learned that I hate cops when... sorry, go on.
Yeah, but basically after that, then I inspired to rack up the most demerits. Somehow I didn't lose the license on it, but I got away with at least, like,
one.
most of the things I did.
Right. Anyway, so I first learned to hate cops when my parents would constantly threaten me by driving to the police station and asking the cops to lock me in a cell. So yeah, that I'm pretty sure my hatred was fucking grew from that, rather. Because I don't think there's much you can love about being locked in a cell by the cops for the mere act of your parents asking. So, yeah. Ever since then, I've always been a bit skittish around cops. Skittish is not the word I'm looking for, I don't think.
In fear of being locked in the cell like an animal.
Yeah.
Genius. But you see, you had the ultimate cards. You could just say that, like, one hurt you. Say one hit you. And they'll be like, I smell child abuse.
No, it was, from what I understand, around then, that time, it was normal for a firm hand to apparently, like, quote-unquote, discipline your child.
Yeah, like, then it was fine. Nowadays, if you do it, everyone's like, you beat your child, you fucking disgusting human.
Yeah, so if I were to say that, they would have just been like, that's discipline right there. It would grow you up tough.
Yeah.
So it would not have done me any favours, rather than the cops call me a pussy, basically.
Yeah, but mind you, nowadays though, you could lightly, like, based on, because you know how everyone bruises at a different rates. Like, some kids you could, like, lightly tap them and they'll bruise. Some, if you could fucking abuse them with a frying pan and it will not leave a mark. Like, there's, like, so many kids now, and everyone would be like, and the school's like, child abuse is bad. Fucking someone would be like, my parents hit me, and the schools would be like, poor dear, you're a victim of child abuse. It's like, no, most of the ones that got hit and actually talk about it is ones that are getting smacked for doing something wrong. Like, to be fair, there is some that do get hit, which is wrong, but, like,
right.
Nowadays it's really taboo to smack your child out of discipline.
Yeah, it's a bit different, but
it's more of a war crime nowadays.
Imagine getting sent to prison under the charge of war crime for lightly tapping your child.
Oh god. The worst one of all is threatening not to give them dessert.
I'm trying to. For some reason, this reminded me of the time. Like, I tried to go to a point where it was like, where the schools would end, like back to a time where the schools would beat the kids with a cane, a yardstick.
Oh yes.
But
Yeah.
for some reason, my mind diverted to a time where I once had a rather attractive teacher at one point, right?
Hmm.
And
Stop thinking with your penis.
No, no. Now, somehow I got a trick to whenever I would be upset, I could hug the teacher somehow, and I would always be like, I don't know, I was a rather perverted child at the age I was.
Yeah.
So somehow I would always rest my head on her, and
Oh yeah.
yes, and like it'd be fine.
Yeah.
Now it wasn't anything too bad because I most of the time I was actually upset, and that just cheered me up. So
Yeah.
yeah.
The real question is, did you shag the teacher? Because that would be an interesting story for the podcast.
At that point, no, I don't think I could have gone that far. No, I think the most I could have was a really close hug.
And did we have to? Right, real question is, do we have to call Chris Hansen on her? Or did she touch you?
No. She wasn't any the wiser.
Oh. Yeah. God. Oh, when you were saying about like the cane and all that, what came to mind was, do you remember Mr. Butts?
Mr. Butts not entirely, but I feel like I should.
Right,
I feel like he was driven out of the school.
He wasn't a teacher. He was like back to Warramoo, year 6. It was me, Jackson, you. I don't remember the originals. I think there was like Chris as well and all that. But eventually they got ruined later on because year 5. Year 6. But like the first term, it was like only us. The next year, it was like a weekly rotation. But like he told us the story about he's left-handed, right?
Ah, right, I remember.
And
now.
back in the story of back in the history of child beating was if you're left-handed,
you'd get the cane because you're the spawn of the devil. Yeah,
but basically, because we weren't listening at one point, he punched the desk like full force, and like he has no feel in his fucking aim past his knuckles.
Right.
From when he was just decided to sneakily write with his left hand, and the teacher came up with a wooden ruler, and broke the ruler over his knuckles, like smashed him just above the knuckles.
Ooh, right.
Absolutely fucking his nerves.
Fucking shit mixed him.
But like, yeah, that's what came to my memory, like Mr. Butts. From memory, he used to own apparently he owned worked in a bookstore in Katoomba or Springwood. One.
Not entirely sure. For some reason, that reminds me of you know how we so at some point in year 6 we started learning about Anne Frank.
Yeah.
Do you remember the cause of us learning about Anne Frank?
No.
Well, I went to grab something for Kane because his fell off the side of the library, right? So I jumped down from the cement and picked it up and ran around to the side to get it for him. Now, in the time of that, the teacher examined my ruler, which had a bunch of swastikas on it. Like, not actual stickers, but the swas logo, the sign. And
the symbol.
Yes, the symbol. And when questioned, I said, no, I have no idea about this. This is entirely new to me. I've done nothing about this. Now, the truth is, I did have something to do with that. I drew all of those on, but not with bad intention. I was not hailing anything. I just, honest, I thought it was an original design at the time. I had no idea that it had any dark history behind it. I just drew it and I thought, hey, this looks pretty cool. So I fucking just drew multiple on the ruler with with no fucking with no bad intention.
Oh, I remember that ruler. I remember that ruler now.
Yes.
The ruler full of swastikas on it. Were they the correct way? I don't remember, but were they the correct way around, or was it backwards?
Not entirely sure. If it was backwards, I know it means like hope in a certain language or something.
It's a for Hindu. It's like the Hindu sign of peace.
Peace. That's it. But not
to be fair. To be fair, though, also in your extent, it's not originally. It's not the Nazis' symbol. It was the symbol before the Nazis. The Nazis were like, "Oh, that's cool. It means power and all, strength. We'll take that." It goes back to the fucking Vikings.
Vikings. Now those are cool.
So,
that's a cool group.
See, my family. If you follow on my dad's side and then going up on my nan's side, so my father's mother's side,
right?
It basically goes back to the Vikings, right? On that side. So, in theory, if I wanted to, I could get a swastika based on the Viking. It's a Viking symbol. But I'll tell you how it'd go in reality is
you'd be called
I will get beaten and called a racist and a fascist for having a swastika on my arm.
Well, fucking Hitler had to ruin it.
But there's so many symbols we actually can't use now because, say, because past people will only know it for that, and some people who know about it's a Viking symbol will be like, oh yeah, it's a Viking symbol, but because of this, we honestly can't use it because most people are like, oh, Nazi.
Right. And if you try to do it backwards, you'll still be called a Nazi until you have a full fucking sit-down classroom talk with the accuser.
Because most people are fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Mind you, I'm pretty sure the Indian version also has dots in between the sections. You know how we used to get away with the swastika in class, though?
No, I'm not.
We used to draw them. We used to draw them, then turn them into the Windows logo.
Yeah, when I drew them, we got to watch a movie. So I think my way worked out rather well. We got to watch Anne Frank.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure someone got told off. Maybe you got told off from. So then during it, we're just like, right, we'll do them, and if a teacher was coming too close, we'll quickly turn it into the Windows icon. With just a few lines connecting it, it was fixed.
Yeah, the trickster, it seems.
Yeah.
No, you just present it to him, and then you get to watch Anne Frank. It's fine. It's the easier way.
The golden ticket to watch Anne Frank.
Yeah.
Didn't they read Anne Frank to us at one stage? Was that in English in high school?
No, from what I remember, in English in high school, it was nothing but fucking Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. Anything other than that was like a fleeting moment, like 1 week of work.
Wait, yeah, we also did fucking Anne Frank. Of course, they read the book. We're reading the book Anne Frank. Mind you, I got extremely bored because I was like, well, I've seen the movie. I know exactly what happens. I remember I was having flashbacks to in the library, watching the smartboard with Anne Frank on it. We never finished it though. I remember that.
Yeah, we never did because Talbot was the name. I don't fucking remember. But yeah, there was some technical difficulties, and we never got around to finishing it because the only other way to get around these technical difficulties was to pay, and the school did not have the budget for that.
Yeah, and then also there was the fact that the more sexual sides of it too.
Were there sexual sides?
No, what?
I don't quite remember.
There's a part where
Anne Frank is naked in the fucking gas shower.
No, that's probably where they're talking about. This. I'm not sure if it's in the actual movie, but there's the book where she's talking about her newfound feelings and hormones from memory.
Right, this would make sense. Yeah. What was she, like 14 at the time?
Yeah, she was a young teenager.
The only part that I remember correctly from the movie is they were having a birthday party, and in through the door walks Hitler, and he shouts, "Why wasn't I invited to this party?" And everyone looked at him and looked really sad. But it just turned out to be Uncle. Because Uncle was definitely a very... Fuck, I'm trying to think of the actual term.
Trickster.
Not just trickster, but like, fuck it, it doesn't matter. It's like culturally appropriate, sensitive, I don't know, something.
Yeah,
something around those lines.
I remember it now. Him walking in, dressed up.
Yeah. But that's, for some reason, that's the only part that I remember from the movie. Anything other than that is just a blur. There was fucking. So you know the Romeo and Juliet movie, the one with guns and shit, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
I fucking remember seeing that years before I even knew Romeo and Juliet was a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember walking into the lounge room to see Leonardo DiCaprio's face staring at me through the TV whilst through a fish tank. And at that point, I just looked at that and just went, yeah, I'm about to head back to my room. Hey, Jake, you want to play Hot Wheels? We want to play Legos? And, yeah, so for some reason, that image just really unsettled me back then. There's something about a watery Leo DiCaprio.
He touched your soul, Jen.
As he would with anyone.
He does with English teachers.
It seems to be.
Any fucking English teachers and fucking Shakespeare for some reason. Why do English teachers get so wet for Shakespeare?
Because of his amazing plays, it seems. Just the fucking... Yeah, but I can kind of understand Shakespeare in general, but to me, I just can't get why so much focus on Romeo and Juliet in specifics. Because that's all I remember when it came to Shakespeare. It was just Romeo and Juliet, Romeo and Juliet. It's just like, shut the fuck up, kindly. Because... Like, there was only 1 or 2 weeks where we were reading either Harry Potter or Mice of Men.
Wait, we read Harry Potter?
Yes.
My class didn't get to do that. That's sad.
Yeah, we got to read Harry Potter. Like, it was on the 1 week I returned back to school in, it was in year 10. Like, my second year of year 10.
Of course, I wasn't there then.
Yeah. Like, this was the 1 week where I actually... No, not even week. The one class where I actually showed up and stuck around for just a small bit.
Yeah.
And it was of Mice of Men. And English was the only class I would show up at just to read that book. But other than that, I would be gone.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember an interesting story. Fuck. Do you have anything? Or are you concluded?
I think. The only last fucking Shakespeare, I did in year 10. The last one I did was Macbeth. That's the only thing I remember.
The only thing I remember from Macbeth is the McBain in The Simpsons. Like, even though they don't correlate at all.
Yeah.
Every time I hear Macbeth, I just think Simpsons for some reason.
Yeah. By the way, I think we're actually concluded.
Yeah, it's been an hour and 10 minutes. So this was a good recording session. This was our best
What
so
I
far.
feel like we're gonna have no actual fucking set time limit. I mean, it's just whatever I snip out.
Yeah, it is literally just that.
So it's gonna gradually get longer. 10-hour podcast.
Fuck yeah. Something to fall asleep to. We'll talk them to sleep.